By recognizing that all the people I look up to the most who have created an extraordinary life and an extraordinary impact actually get the most judgment, criticism, rejection, abandonment, and shame. And I should be fucking grateful that I'm getting any amount of it, and I need more of it, because it just means that you're actually doing something meaningful in this world. That's just the cost of entry. And additional to that, when you can get judged and criticized to a great degree, and then you can regulate through that, on the other fucking side is more liberation and freedom than you ever have even imagined. So it's literally been the best thing for me, because I used to be so afraid of what people thought of me, and now I honestly could give two shits.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Kaylor, welcome to the Hopeaholics
bro.
podcast.
What's going on?
That's how we roll. What is that thing that you park your car in, and then you put the door down? What's
Garage.
Garage.
Damn it, why you
Oh, I'm
don't
sorry.
do that?
Yeah,
I was
he jumped
asking.
in.
Fuck, I never knew, bro. I thought you were at...
Don't worry, there's more. You can ask a lot of more.
Yeah.
A lot more words I'll mispronounce.
I don't know why you were like so adamant on playing the
Garage!
You're like,
It's fucking garage.
yeah,
I got it first.
like you are here.
Okay,
People's favorite
what is
one
it?
is sorry.
What is
I
it?
say
Yeah.
sorry.
what is this?
I like that.
Called?
Hopeaholics.
No, this thing.
A logo.
A sticker. The sticker.
Uh,
It's spelled DECAL.
decal.
That's a good one.
What?
We call it a decal.
A decal, really?
Yeah, you guys call
Wow,
it
I literally
Decal.
was like, wait, what are you talking about?
a decal.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm learning a lot.
You didn't
so
know
far.
that
Decal.
No,
What's
I know,
the difference?
I know, but I couldn't. I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have like
until I
pulled
spelled
up.
it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
man.
your little dickle, though.
He loves the
it's
dickle.
beautiful.
He loves
It's
the
no,
dickle.
it's big. I swear.
Well, that's in the eye of the beholder.
And that's on the eye of the
Don't.
holder, actually.
The holder.
It's in the hands of the holder.
Hands of the holder.
Here we go.
happening?
Here we go. This
Okay, I
is how
like
we
you guys
roll.
already.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This is good.
So,
My style.
we've been doing this for, 18 months now? You and I?
You and I 2 years.
2 years.
We just had our 2-year anniversary.
Chad and I have been doing this for 2
Friday.
years. And what happened was 2 years ago on 9/11, or a little before that.
No, it was
No, it was
9/11.
9/11.
It was 9/11, but a little before a little sooner than 2
Yeah,
years,
yes.
2.5 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
Chad's daughter found her
Fiance.
fiance dead from a fentanyl poisoning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read up on this
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
So he called me and said, "Hey, we got to do this." I'm like, "For sure," and
That's heavy.
then Natalie came into our lives about 4 months later,
Hmm.
magically.
Like 8 months later.
8 months later.
Final piece to the puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
I like it.
bro. Exactly.
The only thing, everything is perfect now. It's still debatable on whether the old logo or the new logo is better. No,
Not even a question.
I'd have to see the old dickles.
It's only them.
The old Dickles.
The old
So it's
dickles.
Have to pull the old
not
dick
me.
and see what's,
Put my hands on it and feel it out.
Yeah, see,
But
I'd like to see this guy.
he says feel it out.
Feel it out. Yeah.
I love
but
it, dude.
We know what he's thinking about, though.
I'm
He's not
sorry.
thinking
Should
about the
I
dickle.
pronounce it differently?
No, you're good with me.
Emily, what's better, this logo or one previously?
I don't think Emily ever saw the other one.
Yes, she did.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I forgot.
Well, let's get rolling,
Let's
man.
get rolling.
Let's do it.
High.
Do you want to dive in, Shane?
I do.
Okay.
This is like Shane's get down right here. So
This
Don't,
is-
I-
don't burst my
I'm not.
bubble.
Get down.
So,
I'm not.
Kaylor, I'm wondering, you're a good-looking man.
Thank you.
You're traveling. You're spending some time here. You're helping people. What brought you to this point in your life, and what brought you to your knees to make that change, to want to give?
Yeah, I have a breakthrough story. It's always hard to give the cliff notes and the 30,000 foot view, but I'll do my best. So I didn't graduate high school. I was prescribed 3 psychological pharmaceuticals, labeled with a learning disability and 2 mental illnesses. I had 6 failed businesses that I tried to start because school didn't work for me. So naturally I thought, okay, I'll become an entrepreneur and a hustler, and in a good way. I was just the kind of person that always got in my own way. I was the king of self-sabotage. I was a basketball player, and I was pretty good at it. I had a lot of natural talent, but I did not get to the measure of what I would consider what I wanted to expand into and the success that I wanted to get to. Not even close, because I just always got in my way. I always say I was in a battle with my mind. I heard Peter Crone say something recently that I really love. He says, we're not living out our lives. We're living out the narratives in our mind. And I was living out a lot of fucking narratives that weren't serving me, a lot of unhealthy patterns that I was in that if I wanted to actually succeed or, do something in this world, I had to get out of my own way and be able to see those and interrupt them and, do something different. But I opted for unhealthy coping mechanisms. My story will never be in a Hollywood movie, but that's why I think a lot of people resonate with it, because most people's stories won't be in a Hollywood movie. But I could barely get out of bed in the morning for most of my life. So basically the way I describe it is I remember waking up for most of my life, and almost every single morning I would have rather stayed in my dreams than face the reality that was my life, because I just wasn't stoked on my life. I really struggled every single day. And then that manifested into physical ailments. So I had chronic ocular migraines. I had psoriasis that would break out on my face. I had eczema all over my body, anxiety, depression, mood disorder, chronic fatigue. And then the turning point was really getting in touch with and listening to guys who made me understand, and gals, thank God for the interwebs,
Sure.
who made me realize that I actually hold the keys, okay? I don't have to live out those narratives in my mind, and I'm actually in the driver's seat if I can just fucking wake up and I can see it. And they taught me about the subconscious conditioning, which is 90 to 95% of our thoughts, actions, ideas, emotions, and how that's really essentially creating your reality if you're not aware of it and you're not responding versus reacting to them. So Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor, guys like that, who now, I don't listen to as much because it's
Sure.
I think they're more so for the people that are just waking up, although I love them still. Yeah. But yeah, I woke up and I realized, holy shit, I hold the keys to my life. And they gave me hope, and it wasn't a whole lot of hope, but it was, I'm on the fucking Hopeaholics podcast now. But they gave me a little bit of hope that I could actually be you know what? I don't need to let these patterns and these limiting beliefs, because I looked around, and I love what Seneca says. He says, we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. And I was suffering in imagination. I had all the reasons to be happy, but I wasn't. So
I love that quote, by the way.
it's amazing. So I just said, fuck it. Both paths, Andy Frisella kind of energy. I was both paths are going to be hard. Everything is a trade-off. There's no perfect solution. So it's going to be fucking hard to disrupt those patterns and actually go down a path that leads me to my highest potential. But it's also going to be really hard dicking around and doing all the things that I'm doing right now, which is basically just reaching for sex, drugs, and rock and roll, because that was the only thing that made me, or gave me a micro hit of happiness and an escape from all the pain that I was dealing with inside. And I'll wrap it up with this. I just committed to a relentless pursuit and journey of just leveling up and getting to a point where I would actually win in this world, or at least live a normal life where I wasn't suffering. And I committed to that path. And it's really hard at first. You're interrupting patterns. You feel naked. You feel vulnerable. And with enough repetition, I just got better and better and better. And I put my head down, and I knew that on a long enough time horizon, I was going to eventually win. And that's the path that I'm on now. I opened up gyms. That was kind of my first start. I had a couple gyms. I transitioned out of that because I feel like I just bought myself a job. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the online thing, and that was at 30. And I felt like I was late to the party, but I had so much up here that I'd learned from, and I started an online business. And it's funny, at first I was posting pretty conventional things, and I was just kind of your average content creator. And then on April 8th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I posted a 9-minute rant on COVID, and I called it Enough is Enough. And it went fucking berserk. So CBC, you'll know CBC. CBC is like our CNN up, We had university professors debunking my video on CBC. There was a petition to get my Instagram account shut down. I did lose my Instagram for a little bit. I had so much hate. I lost friend groups for that video because I was one of the first to speak out about it. And I was like, okay, people like when I go on and I say things that they want to say, but they're afraid to say. And I haven't looked back. So I'm kind of the, I go on rants about all the bullshit, all the lies that were sold from the government, mainstream media, school system, just collectively in society, the Western medical establishment. And I speak about the lies, but I try and make it in a productive way so I'm not just bitching and complaining. Yeah. And then I also do some satire stuff now. And here we are. I'm on the fucking Hopeaholics podcast, and I'm pretty excited to be here because there was a point in my life where I never would have imagined this.
I love it. I mean, one of my favorite quotes, and my favorite word is relentless.
Yeah,
you hit it.
Me too.
It's good.
Great. It's not good. It's great.
It is. But it's so important because it's true.
Fuck yeah, it is.
That's all you got to do. You just got to stay in the game and on a long enough time horizon, play the long game.
Yeah, I can't play the short game.
No.
Well, nothing's going to come to us like that. Instant gratification is just like a fallacy in the brain. Like, that's why fitness is so imperative, because it's like nothing comes on day one. That's why,
unless you're using peptides.
No, I'm like not even on day one.
I look at it as, and I didn't make this up, but I look at it as immediate returns versus delayed returns.
Sure.
We used to live in an immediate return environment. Everything ancestrally and in human history, if you start a fire for your family's warm. If you catch an animal, your family's fed. It was all the immediate returns. We still live off that same conditioning, but now we live in a delayed return environment. If you think about all the immediate returns, it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Not that there's not a time and place for that,
sure.
But it's the delayed returns, the cold baths, the workouts, like you said.
Sauna.
It's the fucking sauna. It's all the shit that doesn't feel good in the moment, but man, you do it with enough repetition, you feel unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with that more.
I mean, it hits that's like everything that we.
I will say that I want to go back to my peptide statement, because you're right. It's not true. That's still delayed gratification. Yeah. But when you're 51, like I am, peptides will help you bounce.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking 25.
Well, peptides go in the correlation of like preventative health. That way we don't have to see Western medicine, so that we're getting like shoveled a million pills so that we can continue to go to the doctor. It's like health is wealth. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And so peptides help with that. Obviously, you need to be doing all of the other things, meaning like your nutrition and making sure you're moving your body and like sunlight and all the other things. But peptides are fantastic because it's just like a natural amino acids that we actually produce in our bodies already. So you're just, as you age, you lose them. So then incorporating them into your system and your like daily routine, then it's just off to the races.
Yeah. And a lot of people won't even get to a point where they could like afford peptides or learn peptides, find the right people.
Sure.
You got to work your ass off to even be in your position to be able to do what you do with peptides. Yeah. And it's a nice additive, but it's certainly not going to be a foundational thing that's going to like change everything. You got to, like, Natalie said, you got to do everything.
Well, I had all of those other things already built.
Yeah.
And then when I added them, it was including stuff like the cold plunge, though. The inflammation that went away from my body from the cold plunge was like a miracle.
Dude, it feels so fucking good when you're out.
It's so good.
When you get in, it's like
misery.
You get in a really cold ice bath.
Coldest I've done is 37 for 6 minutes.
That's cold.
That's cold.
And I've never done. You see that one guy on the internet though that goes out and he like breaks the ice.
He's from Winnipeg.
He's from Winnipeg.
Yeah,
really.
He went to Wim Hof, sent him a happy birthday. He did it. He's doing it every day for a year, 2 years.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He does it outside. Yeah, that guy's from Winnipeg. And he throws and eats the ice at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Winnipeg.
That guy's ice bath looks cold.
Yeah, really cold. No, but it's only 1 degree. So what's 1 degree? That's 30. 32. 32.
That's
33. 33. So that's where he's at. He's at
How cold is the life?
32. Oh, it's not. It's
40.
45.
Yeah.
It's not that cold. I mean, it's cold.
Well, if any water that is like circulating and moving is going to be colder also than like stagnant water,
Kaylor, family, you got brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I got one sister. Mom and dad are still here. They're divorced, but for the better. And then I got a niece and nephew and a brother-in-law.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah.
Did you go into like any bad habits, meaning excessively use alcohol and drugs?
Yeah, my drugs of choice were weed, sex, food, and alcohol. I would say those are probably the the top 3. And then actually, funny enough, when I got out of not letting those, like when I got in the driver's seat of those, it was work, and still to a certain extent, it's work. That's like what I have to manage.
Yeah.
I have a monster within me that it just can get addicted to anything, and
Yeah.
you just have to. It's good. I leverage it. You got to know how to fucking manage it, and I finally know how to manage it. Like I don't have bags under my eyes. I don't think.
No.
Thank you for confirming that. But if you would have, 5 years ago, I would have showed up with bags under my eyes because I didn't know how to, turn it off. But I don't even turn it off anymore. I pretty much, that's all
It's
I
a
do.
lifestyle now.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
And I really take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it, Like I'm really good in bed. I sleep for 8 hours every night.
I took it the other way.
I did too. I was like,
Damn, he's confident.
yeah,
I
man.
like this guy a lot.
I
Bold
kind of
statement.
did
I
too.
think
I
I'm
was
going to
like,
take
whoa.
him for a little walk later on. I'm thinking,
Maybe, I mean, he
thinking the Mosdale.
he might have actually still meant that. He might have meant I'm good in bed.
Yeah,
and then
they just
you know,
kinda
and-
went
and
on.
then- And then
I'll
when
just
he
leave that there.
Yeah.
I'll
when he
leave
falls-
it there, and you guys can decide.
You know
really
what?
helps him fall asleep.
Here's the thing.
And he
We're
sleeps
both
good.
Canadian. We cuddle. We're cold. We like Eskimo kisses.
What?
Speak for yourself, man.
We're givers. we're givers. Canadians are givers.
Yeah, like what?
I'm just talking. How good? No, I'm joking. What?
So weird.
You're the most strange character
So
on the
odd.
planet. See, this was prior to you coming.
Yeah.
Well, and Amber Balkan, and she's also from Winnipeg. So, like, I literally judge people from Winnipeg based on him. I've known him
Such
for
a
like,
disservice. Like such a disservice.
yeah, man.
We're going on almost 20 years, bro. You're one of your oldest friends.
I know.
What's funny is they often compare Edmonton and Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
they're very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edmonton's just a little richer.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. They've got oil money.
Yes.
I've been there.
Oh, is
We're
that
the
why
Texas.
Edmonton is the Oilers?
Yeah.
The hockey team?
Yeah.
Texas of Canada is
Yeah. The Texas,
Alberta,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you out of those habits? Are any of them abstinent at the moment?
Absolutely.
No,
No, he's still having sex.
I'm,
Well, I'm not-
I'm
I
a
mean, I'm-
Buddhist. I'm a Buddhist monk.
He's a-
I spend, if I'm not doing podcasts, I just go in my cave and meditate. No, here's how I approach my vices. So I don't do weed really anymore. I don't do hard drugs. I do drink, but it's like so different. Like I love mezcal. A little bit of mezcal on like a special occasion,
Right.
But
Shane's
that's
like, who doesn't?
Especially if a girl's over,
yeah.
especially on a date night.
So you're talking to people that are like total drug addicts that are Alcoholics Anonymous sober.
Right, of course.
You know, and then there's
course.
fucking this guy.
Who just don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, no, like it. I got a whole supplement regimen around.
Yeah.
It. I'm talking like 3 mezcals on like a bachelor.
Sure.
You guys call it something different.
No, you're bachelor.
Okay, we call it stags.
Yeah.
On a stag, like if I'm in Scottsdale, okay, I'll have 3 mezcals on a special occasion or at a wedding or something, and then I'm done. That's as wild as I get with drinking. And yeah, look, all the other things for me, it's just like, again, if you know how to manage it and it's intentional, that to me is the thing. Is it just used to not be intentional? I used to be like, someone would call me, you want to have a Sunday fun day? And next thing you know, I'd be fucking 3 a.m. dancing on a table with half my clothes off, wasted, right? So for me now, it's just like intentional, calculated, conscious. And I have a rule for when I drink or actually do any of those things. It has to be because it's an additive to an already beautiful state that I'm in, and it's a celebration because I think you can step into those things. I do not do it from a deficit ever.
Smart. You just touched on a state, and then it made me think of like Tony Robbins because I feel like one of his things, because I used to listen to him like years ago as well, but I think it's so helpful for, you know, how emotions, they're constantly flowing within us all the time based upon what is happening throughout the day. And it's like one of his biggest ones was changing your state, right?
Yes,
So like if you're
he's big on
feeling
that.
something, it's like it's so true too, because it's very easy
I get it.
to like just sit in your
Is that
like
walk it? Is that like pet the dog? Start to pet the dog?
do something, like make a phone call,
Right, I
or
like that. I do
go
that.
work out,
Yeah, I
go
do that.
eat,
Yeah.
Pattern interrupt.
like
Pattern-
exactly.
I like that. That's a word.
And it's
I-
good.
It's NLP, neuro linguistic programming. He
Yep.
talks about it. So like if someone's like trying to lose weight and they want to eat the cookie, one of the best things is to just have a routine, have something that you do. And it could be anything, like literally just like drinking a cold glass
Totally.
of water and doing 10 burpees. Like just that pattern interrupt, it will shift your focus. And then the average, craving only lasts about 10 minutes
Totally.
too. So yeah.
It's wild. It's actually wild. Like if you really like start to implement it, if you are
Yeah, on a daily
self-aware.
basis. Yeah, man,
and
I agree.
You know
switch
what
it
I'm
up.
thinking?
No, I know. Hang on. No, I can't get it.
I'm thinking that this whole time I've been doing it wrong, and I have one more test left in me.
I'm confused.
You are?
Doing what wrong?
Well, every time I would go drink or use,
Right? Oh God.
Oh,
Lord
geez.
have
I was
mercy.
drinking or using
for the wrong reason.
because I was upset.
No,
Depressed,
that's so not true
sad.
though.
Happy.
No,
You were
no,
the last one you were happy. Last one you were super
Don't
happy.
try it. Because that's maybe-
Natalie,
No,
would
Las
you like?
Vegas trip.
We're in a good mood right now.
no, because we'll be in a bad one.
Let's go have a drink.
I'll own everything. I'll own everything. Can you imagine?
No.
Shit.
Alcohol just delays our internal pain, whether it be
Totally.
anxiety,
100%.
It's a depression,
and then
It's
it
a
amplifies
depressant.
it. Then it amplifies it on
Yeah.
the macro.
Yeah.
So so you guys, what was your drugs of choice? Now it's
He's
your
a
turn.
meth head.
Mine's meth.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's no fucking joke.
IV intravenous meth
Wow.
user.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
like them all.
Yeah.
Cocaine was like my main thing though.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was crack and sex.
So what was the
Still
catalyst
sex.
for you guys?
Still
What's-
sex, but
if
I've
you
married
named
17
one
years.
quantum leap that shifted
So-
everything.
There were so many
Yeah.
quantum
Not really much
leaps,
of that
but
going on anymore.
The end result for
talking
me
to
was
myself.
that I kept landing in handcuffs
Same.
over and over again.
Which is not normal for anybody that's listening. Like
so-
that right there alone, I feel like is a good indicator that you
There's a
don't-
problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my last one was in a 3-week period. I had 19 charges and 3 arrests.
Wow.
So, and one of them being 5 counts of assault on a police officer and a felony evading the police.
Yet
That'll
still
do
in
it.
his cell, I don't think it's the drugs or the alcohol. But that's the thing, is like it's a obsession of the mind and a physical allergy of the disease. So
Yes.
it's like mental health, obviously. So it's like changing those habits and like the way that you think. It's like the way that we think. The first thought that pops into my brain, not right. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So it's
my
like
mantra. First
yeah,
thought
for
wrong.
sure. So it's like kind of coinciding and
Need some water? Did you want me to get you a thing of water?
would you?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, Shane. Oh, wow.
I don't
Thank
need
you.
it. I don't need it.
Thank you.
Um,
What a gentleman.
Yeah, every decision. I always
Ever
say,
do that to me again, Kaylor. Ever. Ever.
Sorry,
show
man,
up
I
like
stole
that
the
again.
spotlight
For
from you.
fuck's sakes.
Fuck.
I liked it. It was like, and it was like
That was
the
smooth.
whole thing was smooth
Smooth.
because you
I
were
didn't
you were
like
about
it
to
at
get
all.
your
You're
you were about to
fucking-
get
You
up
were-
and cross his
you were a
path in
mess,
front
and
of
he
the
was
comer-
like so
and
GQ
yep.
smooth.
That's
I
how we
really
play.
fucked up.
That's
That's
how
how we
You
play.
don't
That's
insult-
how
I
we
like
do.
it.
You don't
That's-
insult the
Please continue.
So one of the best questions that you can ask yourself before you do anything is what I'm about to do going to contribute to my highest potential, or is it distracting me farther away from it? Because every single thing we do, every decision we make, every action we take is either contributing to your highest self or your lower self. And that's what people have to wake up to. And you just have to be you have to want to change. And that's why it's so fucking cool that you guys are doing what you do, because like you notice the catalyst for me was I heard other people who
Right.
used to struggle and then they
Right.
got their lives together. I'm like, I want to do that. Just tell me what to do. And you guys are doing that now too. So kudos.
But same to you, because I think it's really important to have that same kind of narrative and the mindset of being able to portray that messaging on your platform, doing what you do, because obviously we're like talking about substance, and which led us to like the promised land, right? It gave us a lot of tools that we can then implement into our daily lives to be living to our fullest potential and not in that like depressive, like not wanting to get out of bed and live life. You, on the other hand, you still will dabble a little bit with a drink here or there for a celebration, which a lot of other people do, that they don't suffer with like the the heaviness of a disease. They need to hear guys like yourself
Right.
and how you did it, because it's humans, everyone's searching for being okay with themselves.
Yeah.
It's like to have the
Like
peace of mind.
everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, people say the happiness thing, but I don't, because I just think that's like
Yeah,
a
I
fleeting
agree.
thing.
I
It's
agree.
like it's gonna come and
I
go.
agree.
Like happy is
fulfillment is
it's
what you-
100%
yeah.
peaceful. Like being at peace, because I'm stuck with me everywhere I go. It doesn't matter what location. I have to be okay with who I am.
And most people have to find their thing. Like there's certain things, like some people can't walk into a shopping mall because they could have a shopping addiction
Sure.
and come back later. I have my things. Like I can't, there's certain things I just stay away from.
Like what?
Food is one of them.
Oh, I know food is.
I haven't ate a
hard.
fucking processed food. And I mean, the last time I did was Christmas. Last year, I didn't have one processed food the whole year.
Nice.
Now, a
Damn.
lot of people think that's really extreme. I do the animal based stuff, so
Yeah.
mostly carnivore. But I just can't. I don't have an off switch.
We're
You-
kind of like that too, though. Once we turn on the faucet, like food is our thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
I
We
can
all
speak
have
for
a
all
food
of us,
thing
right?
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
To like an excess, because that's just like, I think, generally speaking, I can feel like I can speak for you guys too.
Yeah, you can.
We definitely overindulge in food as well.
But
But
for me, it
that's-
makes me fall apart. Like my life falls apart with food.
Oh, it does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel almost more. That's why I can drink every once in a while. I went a long time without it. And then I'm like, let's just implement it slowly back in. I can do it, have a few mezcals. And the next day I have zero cravings to drink.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why I can do the drinking thing. But yeah, I can't do the food thing because I feel like I have more of a hangover when I eat like a burger because just my gut is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously.
So
Not
here
in.
you
I
are
have a
in
lot of sensitivities.
California,
In and out.
and you're in the in and out capital of the world,
And he's gonna say no, thank
and
you.
you're gonna say no, thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna go to Maxwell's
yeah.
and have a fat ass steak.
I know, or if I'm in a bind, I'll go to Five Guys because they don't fry their burgers in any bullshit, and I'll just get a lettuce wrap with mushrooms and jalapenos, and
Amazing.
and I bring an avocado and sea salt. It's pretty fucking good.
But you know what though? Nutrition is everything,
Love
because
that.
nutrition goes to like your gut and your brain is
Yeah.
what you're feeding yourself, and
Yeah.
which also trickles into like depression and
Yes.
your
100%.
emotions and all
Yes.
of these things. So if you're constantly giving yourself like processed foods of way too much sugar, and then now, I mean, anything boxed, it's like we're giving these kids blue 40 and red this, and then you're wondering
Yes.
why they're like spaz cadets and running around and like their
Yeah.
emotions are all over the place. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, we're wondering that, but I don't think that the Food and Drug Administration here in America
They don't
is
care.
wondering that. They don't care. The people that make food, they don't care, and the pharmaceutical companies, they want that to happen because if we are depressed or anxious or whatever,
You have to
that's a
take them.
pill that we need to take something, and that's kind of like I heard you. I heard you say Western medicine. Now, what I believe in America is we have phenomenal emergency services.
Yes.
But
so
when
you
it
don't die.
so you don't die. But when it comes to longevity
Yeah.
health, it's terrible.
Yeah, they're really good at acute stuff.
Yes.
Like if I sever my leg in an
Totally.
accident, I'm not going to my functional medicine practitioner and taking fucking whatever, like oil of oregano.
Open heart surgery.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff
You
like
know?
that, miracle. So I'm not completely against the Western medical establishment. I'm against the corruption that's within that institution and organization or establishment, I should say. But chronic stuff, they are horrible. But to their credit or to defend that, like they're put in a position like over COVID, it was like everyone bowed down and looked to the person in the white coat. It's like they have no idea how to deal with shit that's chronic or root cause stuff or like preventative measures.
Totally.
So they're just not they're meant to diagnose and prescribe.
They're supposed to get in line.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing wrong to
No.
a degree, but also what is, I think the problem with that is that a lot of individuals are just getting told like you're putting merely a band-aid on a situation that is so many more layers instead of
Yes.
getting down to like the root cause. So
Yes.
then all of a sudden now your medicine cabinet is full of like 7 pills that you're taking when it's like the underlying issue is probably the gut, right?
Yes.
It's like, and no one is doing that type of like, you have to be your own advocate. So it's like,
Because it's not a good business.
Right.
It doesn't generate like look at Xanax and meditation.
yeah,
Like,
totally.
Xanax
100%.
is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And meditation is not even close because fast beats
Yes.
free.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and also too, the human wants once again, here we
Yes.
go, instant gratification, or
Let's talk about Xanax real quick, because we have somebody who is recently off of Xanax, correct? Or did you relapse?
No,
Attaboy.
no,
Huh?
no.
A month?
higher.
Month and a little bit.
That shit's no joke. So good for
I
you.
like it though.
Well, I love it all, man. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
exactly.
I love it.
I'm like you. I do things within reason.
Okay.
You know, so I went off the edge like a month
the
ago, and they
the
keep pointing a
wild.
fucking finger at me. I don't know what's going on. You know, I partied a little too hard a couple days, and I, came in a little
That
drowsy.
shit's intense.
Yeah, it is intense.
You know, alcohol and benzodiazepines.
Oh, that was the thing. It was the tequila and the Xanax the one night.
Well, and they're the only two. Benzodiazepines and alcohol are the only two that you can die
Yeah, exactly.
from the
Nasty.
withdrawal.
Nasty.
Which is insane because look at how glamorized alcohol is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can
Yeah.
drink like a gentleman, it says it in the book. Like, my hat is off to you. Maybe there's still an underlying.
If you can
issue
drink
because
like
I
a
can't.
grown up, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you
heard
know,
that before.
And I obviously can't, but also the way that it's like advertised and like how easily you can go out and get it, but it
Yeah.
also is one of those things where if you literally try to quit on your own, you can die.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
going to
that's
be
insane.
honest, though. I don't want all of that stuff to disappear because, it just puts more people in our realm. And not saying that I don't want competition, but like, I'm not asking for alcohol to be gone or
There's
some
a
of the
time and a place for
some of the
everything.
prescription. The
Exactly.
If I
glamour.
have to
Yes.
get a procedure that's like really fucked up,
Oh yeah.
like
Sure.
like I got all four wisdom teeth out without getting put under, so I'm like, yeah, give me a little Ativan or something,
Yeah.
and that helped, and I was fine after. But so there's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place for opiates. Opiates
Yeah.
actually with acute pain, or say like a severed leg, or the healing of a surgery. The first 24 hours to 48 hours is actually very crucial, and if you can not feel that and not be
Right.
intense
You heal
pain,
better.
yes, you do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm open to it. It's just tough because we have we live in a world where, mental illness is an epidemic. So it's like, and then these are also really good coping mechanisms for people in a really struggling state. So it's tough, right? I don't know what the answer is, but I don't think the answer is to make it go away. I mean, there is no light without dark, and I'm here for the dark as well too. It has its time and place.
So
That's where we
Wait, I have a
grow.
question, I
That's
have a
where we
question,
grow
I
and
have a
learn in
question.
the dark.
go ahead.
Go.
Okay. So do you have some sort of higher power of a degree?
Yeah, something within me is connected to something greater than me. That's all I know. And I actually just got a cross on my finger. I spent, just as an example, this randomly comes to mind, so you know where I'm at. I'm in an exploration of God and faith. Saturday night, I spent my night in, this is a crazy shift from where I used to be, reading the Bible.
Love it.
So I come from a family that, I didn't go to church at all in my upbringing. We didn't talk about it. I was atheist up until COVID. And then all these people that loved my shit started to come to me. I'm like, why do they all believe in God?
Right.
Who's this God guy? I should look into it. And, as I have deepened my awareness and consciousness of just like exploring what's like really going on and like actually going within and exploring the depths of who I am and getting into some spiritual stuff. Yeah, I'm like, okay, to me, if you go back deep enough, there needs to be one truth. And I just don't understand how that's not God. And I think it's also like, you could say maybe love as well too.
Yeah.
So I'm on my path of exploring who is it. But I will say this, Jordan Peterson talks about this. He's been a huge inspiration
love
for
him.
me to get into
So good.
like the Bible and stuff like that. He does say, he's like, the best place to start, or where he started, which is kind of where I feel like is, I'm actually less concerned with asking the question of like, is God
Sure.
real? I don't even think we know the right questions to ask. I'm actually more concerned about the consequences of living a life where you don't believe there's a higher power.
Totally.
So
Yeah. Because then you have like no moral compass.
Yes.
And you have no problem being like just out here running amok.
yeah.
Like it pulls you with the direction of right and wrong. Why are you looking at me crazy?
I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
No, I was
Oh,
not.
you were looking at Emily?
Yes.
making a weird up face.
I was. She's even smiling. Turn around. She's smiling because we were doing something.
We were doing something.
Sorry. It wasn't a weird face to you.
And so you had a lot of backlash during COVID. I mean,
Yes.
I think you still do because
Yeah.
you're controversial.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
By recognizing that all the people I look up to the most who have created an extraordinary life and an extraordinary impact actually get the most judgment, criticism, rejection, abandonment, and shame. And I should be fucking grateful that I'm getting any amount of it, and I need more of it, because it just means that you're actually doing something meaningful in this world. That's just the cost of entry. And additional to that, when you can get judged and criticized to a great degree, and then you can regulate through that, on the other fucking side is more liberation and freedom than you ever have even imagined. So it's literally been the best thing for me, because I used to be so afraid of what people thought of me, and now I honestly could give two shits.
Nice.
That's the best place to be. And like at the end of the day, I mean, look what they did to Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. All the people you look
saying.
up to the most, they get the
Totally.
most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think it's a blessing. So, and honestly, it's like, what my favorite is to just realize that sometimes you just have to let people misunderstand you,
Yes.
so you can have inner peace.
Yeah.
Well, because it's impossible to have every single person agree.
Yeah. of
That's like
course.
literally impossible. Like no one that's unheard of.
Yeah.
So it's
And I also felt my most lonely when I had the biggest birthday party. And now that
Yeah.
I have a smaller birthday party, but it's so aligned, like they're my fucking ride or dies. You know, so I really just, I had a big birthday party because I wanted the biggest birthday party, because I wanted to be validated, because I had such internal lack and low self-worth and
Right.
self-concept that was really impaired. And I just, the right people. I wouldn't be on the Hopeaholics podcast right now if I hadn't gone out and actually shown the world my truest and most authentic expression. It's as simple as that. And you guys are the same.
yeah.
you know?
I mean, the birthday reference is so great because it's like we like to seek outside validation for our own like kind of ego
Yeah.
to make us feel better, when ultimately it's such an
Yeah.
inward job, because you can be.
It's
I'm
no different
alone
than the
half the
alcohol,
time.
by the way. It's no different from
No,
the
totally.
alcohol.
Yeah,
Like,
you're feeding,
you know,
you're chasing, whether it's
Exactly.
sex, whether it's the drug, whether it's the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to fill you up the way that you think that it's going to, because once you get it, then what?
I like like the dollar and different things like that to be the byproduct of being truly my authentic self.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that
that's-
comes like the
Yeah.
what came
That's a
with
good
you.
point.
I mean, you were your authentic. You just went on a rant about COVID. I kind of like wish I would have done that back then. But like we were, it's crazy because for us, our business is drug and alcohol treatment,
Yeah.
right? That's what we do for a living. We were actually way busier, and we were trying to figure out how to juggle these shutdowns in the state of California,
Yeah.
especially,
So
That's no
and
joke.
and how we were going to keep our clients and give them the quality care that they deserve. It was insane.
It's no joke.
And like California is probably in my from where I see it is like Canada, like we're like
Yep.
I kind of
You
and
can
not
say communist.
and you can say like we don't really get too political on our podcast just because we talk about but we,
Yeah, of
we all
course.
have a stand. But the the Donald Trump saying Canada the 51st state, right?
Yeah.
I have to somewhere think that he's kind of just doing that to ruffle feathers. I don't know if he actually wants liberal Canada to be the 51st state of the United States, because we might always get Joe Biden.
But so I don't think Trump cares about liberal or whatever, because there's a lot of liberal states, and he can do what he wants federally and just say, you do whatever you want in your state, whatever. I'm going to try and influence you to change it. But I don't think he cares, and I think he doesn't want the 51st state. But you know what he really wants from Canada? Our resources.
Yeah.
We are the most resourceful country in the world. We have more natural resources. Like he just sees dollar signs. That's
Yeah.
all Trump cares about.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just prosperity. He's a business guy.
Yeah.
So that's why he wants Canada.
Nah.
And fuck, we'd at this point be better off with the 51st state. Let's be honest.
Who's your new guy?
Well, Mark Carney just. Mark Carney is now the prime minister. No one voted for him.
Oh, kind of
that's
like
so wild.
kind of like Kamala, huh?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of parallels, but we have a parliamentary system. So like, you don't actually vote for the prime minister. You vote for in your riding. There's 338 ridings across the country. You vote for the representative. It's the member of the parliament. So they have a seat in the House of Commons. If they win, you vote for that party's representative in your electoral sector. So you're not, but you're voting for then whoever wins all of the
Very confusing.
members of parliament. You're voting for the leader of that party.
Yeah. It really
And that's who becomes the prime
That's
minister.
I never voted once in Canada. Not once.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a jacked up system because then, like, so those guys are actually voting for who's going to be the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then also to flip it on, okay, so we're supposed to be like, serve the people, right? We only have 2 teams, and then the 2 teams were technically on the same
We have
team.
4 teams, I think.
And
We have 4.
No, yeah, we have 4.
no, but I'm
you
talking about
guys
us.
have-
Oh, yeah.
We have 2, right? Left and right. And then we're supposed to be on the same team, but yet it's trying to like divide and conquer the
Yeah.
other. So it makes no sense to me either.
No, for sure. Yeah, the reform is needed.
Yeah.
No question.
No question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll probably don't hold your breath,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
not.
How long are you out here for?
I don't know. I book one-way flights. I got to be up north in next
book
week
one-way
for
flights.
another.
Yeah, that's like amazing. Like that
another-
alone is
Not a cat
rad.
in the fucking
Do you
world.
ever
I want to do that.
You can't.
do it?
Huh?
Oh yeah, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah, you have like wife and kids
Yeah, bro.
and like job
Yeah,
and
we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids are almost grown. And my wife and
Chad by you can't.
I. Okay.
You could.
Do you ever travel with anybody?
No, I go and see people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, like one day, yeah, I'm looking for whoever that will be, but sometimes with like a buddy or whatever. But yeah, no, I travel solo. I do really well solo, and then just see the people that I want to see in each city. Built up a good network. We're over 400. We'll have to have like fucking you guys on my podcast.
Yeah.
We have over 400 episodes, so I've connected with a lot of good people, and yeah.
Do you do your podcast like when you travel, or
I was
do you,
going to say, does he do
Yeah.
it in person?
or do you? Just
Yeah,
do-
so I have a podcast studio up in Kelowna, but I'm trying to follow in Shane's footsteps and get the ability to be here. And I think Austin is probably the place to get a studio, but it's between Austin, Miami, here, and Scottsdale, and Vegas.
those are my
Nice.
spots.
Vegas is.
Oh, God.
Vegas.
Wow.
I'm just, you know what? It's fun for
They
me.
are your spots.
Okay?
They're
They
the
are.
best spots.
They're your
They are.
spots.
I
They're
lived in
Texas,
Scottsdale.
Vegas,
I
Scottsdale.
had a
Those
house
are-
in Texas.
Those are really your 4 spots.
and
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to Vegas.
He
Where in
literally,
You are.
he
Where in
literally
Texas?
said Austin. You
Okay,
are
so
nowhere
I'm in
near
Dallas.
Austin. That's
Where in
not
Texas?
close.
4-hour
Dallas?
drive.
Still
Yeah, I've
Texas.
heard Dallas is cool. I haven't
Still
been there.
Texas.
Huh?
This is a great state
Still
of Texas.
state. Yes. I'm in my boots today.
I've ne-
These boots
I've
are
been
made
to
for
I've been
walking.
to Austin.
I'm just having fun
But
because like,
Dallas.
you guys started it, you know.
Yeah, we're
My-
having fun. It's
My
just a good
son's
time.
in
It's lots of
Waco.
fun.
Yeah,
Amazing.
we like to have fun.
I can tell.
You said it in like the least fun way ever.
We like to have fun.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
You have such a good vibe though. Like
Thank
good
you.
for you.
Thank you.
Good for you because
You guys too.
a
How
lot
old
of
are you?
36.
Nice. It's a good age.
I had to think about that.
Yeah.
when's your
30s.
birthday?
February 22nd.
Oh, so you just had one.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I used to
you
be
very much.
36.
Huh?
I used to be 36.
Oh, Shane. stop.
I believe it.
You are literally on one.
like
I believe it.
He's
you're,
in
you're
his- he's in
58
his
now.
field.
So
I
fucking
know.
what?
No,
Yeah, who cares?
Are you
Doing
in
it.
like
Yeah,
an
he's
after? Because the midlife crisis.
Wasn't that
happens
supposed to be like
Is
gone
this the after
by now?
midlife crisis?
Yeah, there's
Is
like
it?
like an old man crisis.
Like
Yes,
what's
it's the-
happening? I don't like it.
It's because I haven't
Like,
been to
you're
the gym in
fine.
6 weeks.
You're not
What?
58. What?
Yeah, he is.
You're fucking
Swear.
kidding me.
58.
Yeah,
Right? Tell him how good does he look for 58?
I don't even have to tell you. You
Thank
already
you.
know,
I
bro.
appreciate it. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I would not have guessed that
Wow.
at all.
Thank you. I
If
appreciate
you
it.
would have said 40, I would have been like,
Damn, Shane.
Wow.
He just put
I'm
you
not
on.
Damn. All right. I'll travel with you.
yeah, there you go.
Let's go.
There you go, man.
Where are we
have
going?
with
You
you.
want
Bring
to come
your-
with the 3 of us? The
bring
3 of us.
your-
Let's do it.
Bring your little dickle and we'll.
Yeah. You see that?
Look how excited he got. Psycho.
My guy right here.
I just want to.
Hey, I want to ask you another question. If we're in the jacuzzi, we go naked, right?
Well, only if you can give me a green card.
You're damn right. So Hanks.
Wait, hold on. Actually, that is a good question because he likes to do everything naked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a Canada thing?
Give me some examples.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm a
Okay,
Is it-
so here, can we just talk about the first day that I met
like
this
do
guy?
everything naked. What?
No.
So here I am. I'm in rehab. I had relapsed. I'm in rehab up in the mountains. I'm at this gym at this spa because that's where the rehab took us. I'm in there, worked out, head into the locker room. They have a jacuzzi in there, and I see a gentleman sitting in the jacuzzi. I thought, oh, okay, whatever. The guy I was with, my roommate, was gay, and we're walking. This fool comes stepping out of the jacuzzi, butt-ass naked.
Oh yeah, that's a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actually, I noticed that. So sorry to interject. Keep going.
Is it also a Canadian
Yeah,
thing to get
so-
to the very top and pose like you're Superman?
So I went to this gym called Anatomy in Miami. It's like
Yeah.
the place to be. And I was in the locker room and like, yeah, you just fucking walk around naked.
Yeah.
Like you let it flow. And I noticed after
Nobody.
like a week,
Wait,
like
so were
no
you?
one's doing that. What's that?
were you?
Was I what?
naked.
Oh,
Naked.
naked. Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was the one
that's what
walking
I mean.
around. That's what he's
I
saying.
was walking around in the locker room
Okay.
because I thought that's just what you do.
Yeah.
Not not because you want to. It's
Of
just
course,
like
of course.
convenient,
Like,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But no one else. I didn't see one other dick.
Or they have a
the whole
towel.
time.
I'm literally using that
I
now.
know.
It's great. It's so
True.
good.
It's true.
He
Wow,
didn't see
that's
one
like-
other dickle. Did
Not
you?
one other
After a while, were you like, shit? I better put my towel on.
No, fuck no, man.
Fuck no.
You gotta be free. That's where I'm liberal. That's the only liberal part of me.
You guys are gonna just be fine.
Yeah.
This
it's
travel.
the-
I
it's
want to
the
be. I
only
want to be a fly on the wall.
It's the
And I
only
want to video
fucking-
everything.
It's the only liberal part of him too.
Yeah,
like
it really
dude's
is.
fucking like conservative as
you
fuck.
guys
Like-
and your little dickles
I don't even like
going
the word
on.
conservative. I prefer Republican because then
There
you
you go.
really, there's no confusion.
Yeah.
Huh?
You know?
Well, yeah, because
'Cause in Canada,
Canadian
conservative is something.
conservative is not a real.
Yeah, in Canada, some conservative means something else.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what does
well,
it
what do
mean?
you?
Well, it's like center right,
Yes, yeah, exactly.
or like not even. It's
yeah.
like,
What do they
Center.
call?
I
Like,
think
what
it's
is Jordan
centrist.
Peterson?
well,
I
No,
have to
he's
go.
super.
red.
Yeah.
yeah,
Red.
now, but he
Yeah,
at first he was not claiming he wasn't
Sure,
conservative, but he definitely is.
He's super.
But things have shifted now.
Yeah, because they've shifted so crazy
Well, I mean,
yeah.
the other way.
Yes.
Joe Rogan
pendulum
shifted.
swing.
Elon
Yes.
Musk shifted. Who?
mean they woke
Tulsi,
up?
Tulsi Gabbard shifted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
RFK.
RFK.
Yeah.
RFK.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
The most liberal, the most I don't want to say liberal. I want to say the most democratic family in the history of the United States.
Yeah.
The Kennedys
Mm-hmm.
has shifted. I think he
Well,
got
just
ousted.
RFK.
I think he got
Yeah,
ousted
just-
by
yeah,
the
just
rest
RFK.
of them.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
his
say that's
family
RFK.
hasn't shifted.
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah.
to live in a world where you're tied and where you're attacked.
Well, no. Also, it doesn't even make sense because technically speaking, aren't we all supposed to have like freedom of speech and freedom of like
That
voice
used to be a
and, like-
liberal thing.
right?
Not in Canada.
Yeah. There's old school liberal and there's whatever the fuck today is.
I know it
Like,
does. It like the pendulum. I don't know,
Yeah.
but we're not even. Why are we talking
So,
about?
well, I want
politics?
to. No, I'm just saying because it's fun sometimes. It's fun
Yeah,
to
it
talk
is
about
fun.
politics. To me, it is because if we talk about the politics, then some people get upset, and like
Why?
I don't understand that part.
I don't either. And,
I
like,
don't
why
un-
yell at
like,
people? It's
if
so
it-
bizarre.
The trigger is
Why
the teacher.
do I have to be forced to
Think the way that you think.
think the way that you think? I'm not trying to force you to think the way that I think. I'm just expressing mine calmly and nicely.
And then
Of
you
what I
express
believe.
yours. It's
Yeah,
called the
but it's because
conversation.
they're actually wavering in their own position and they attach so tightly
Yeah.
to their belief that it actually becomes a part of their self-identity. So when you say something that is
Mm-hmm.
counter to what they believe, it's actually an attack on who they are and they get threatened. So then they project their bullshit out onto you. And it's like, yo, the trigger's the teacher. Like it's time for you to do some work if you're
For
triggered
sure.
by my opinion. And I like to say never waste a good trigger because it's like an opportunity to level up.
Level up.
Ooh.
I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Just keep leveling
I
up.
really love triggering people. I'm not gonna lie.
Huh?
I do. Drive in. I like triggering people when I
Right.
drive.
Yeah,
You know?
there's a satisfaction. in
There's
it.
a sad. I triggered like 9 people on the way to work today. At least 9
God,
people.
James.
You
On
know?
purpose.
Oh
Unbelievable.
yeah, fucking A on purpose.
Dude.
What?
Did you vlog it?
No, I
No.
didn't because because she has road rage Shane sometimes, so I try not to be road rage Shane.
You have road rage?
No,
Who?
but that's Emily's nickname,
Oh.
Road Rage Shane, when I give her the road rage stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a road rager, I'll be honest. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't know that.
I don't know. You know, they got secret stuff going.
Secret stuff.
Yeah.
On. Did you notice, Emily, that I asked him one of the questions on your? Awesome.
Do they submit questions?
Yeah.
No, she does like.
She does a really nice bio on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
On
very
every
cool.
on every guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your service. No, for real.
What is next for you? I hate that question, so I don't know why. I hate when people ask me that question. But I feel.
Well, then thanks for asking.
Yeah,
me,
I felt like I
Natalie.
wanted to
It's
like
very
throw
nice.
it to you because that way I can steal your answer.
I do not say this to be cliche or, anything like that, but I fucking love my life and what I've created so much that I actually just want to do more of what I'm already doing. And the beautiful thing about what we do, there's parallels to
Yeah.
what I do and you
Yeah.
guys do, content creators, whatever, is you can just keep
Totally.
keep growing. There's literally no ceiling. And, sure, I'll write a book one day. I'll do more speaking because I've done a little bit of that, but and I'll grow my business and reach and audience and podcasts, and you just keep doing more, and it's going to evolve. The space is going to change. AI is going to disrupt everything or change everything in our space. But I just want to keep doing more of what I'm doing, make an impact, making an income from wherever the fuck I want. That's it.
Solid.
Nice.
Love that answer.
There you go.
It's not really a job.
No, fuck no. Man.
That's what's so
not a JOB.
beautiful about this.
Yeah. No.
It's not really a job, bro. It's a passion. It's a love. It's we wake up and when I go to sleep, when I was going to sleep last night, I was thinking, fuck, I can't wait to get up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Were you Shane?
Yeah.
That to me is success.
Yeah.
Though. You remember in the beginning?
I was.
This motherfucker's so fucking bipolar.
Yeah,
It's not even
fucking
funny.
Unbelievable. that shit that he has the nerve to say on here is
Yeah.
wild.
All right.
And
Like-
we
like-
call him out.
Haters.
No,
Last week he was telling us how he
Yeah,
just didn't
exactly.
want to get out of bed.
totally.
anymore.
So I'm
Well,
like,
that was last week.
really,
That was
Shane?
last week, and last night I
Well,
fucking.
Report back to me next
I will
week.
next
Yeah.
week. It
and
could
tell
be
me-
different, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is every
I
day.
have
But
mental
I
health
think
issues.
that to me is success. You remember how at the beginning of my story I said that I wanted to go back to my dream state
Yep.
because I'd rather
Yeah.
do that than face the reality
Yeah.
of my life. To me, if you wake up and you're actually stoked for your day 9 times out of 10, you're winning.
I'm not sleeping because I love what we're doing.
That's a good
Like
thing to do.
I'm like my sleep has lessened, but I'm so fired up, like where it's concerning to myself.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because I'm sleeping so little because I love this
gonna
shit.
drop
Like
it.
on
Yeah.
so many like on so many elements of because we don't just do the podcast, we have our hands in so many other things.
Xanax will help.
Not us.
Not us.
I'm just joking.
I'll end up.
No, I don't advocate for that at all.
But I think that's what's exciting.
Yeah.
It's
a great feeling when
and
you're
hopefully
so
I don't have bags
excited.
under my eyes.
You can't sleep.
So much makeup on theirs.
Wow.
Wow, I just fucking around.
Wow.
So now we know Natalie's not good in bed. What about you two? Are you good?
What?
Well, you said you can't sleep.
Yeah.
'Cause, there's no one next to me.
Oh, there you go. There's
No one puts me to
there's-
sleep.
No one puts you to sleep.
And also, Chad, you look like Joe Rogan in that decal.
In that decal.
You do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, is Joe Rogan not supposed to be here?
Yeah, I mean, Joe
a
Rogan's a
compliment.
badass.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was watching
It's a
him walk
compliment.
into the UFC the other
yeah.
day, and how he just walks in like
Like
he
he's
can
gonna pummel someone.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
I mean, and he can.
I know he
Oh,
can.
yeah.
He can fuck your shit
Like-
off. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
He's a legit badass.
He
He's
is.
a legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really stoked on Joe Rogan and everything that he
Yeah, he changed the podcast game.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
everything that he
He
did.
might have created it.
I
I
think
think
so.
he created it.
But what is really cool though is like, even though people really started to tune in, like especially during COVID, but his whole kind of story is really awesome because he was in the podcast realm so many years, like probably a decade before he even popped off.
Oh yeah.
Like he was just shooting the shit with his boys, and then obviously it became actually like massive.
Yeah, and it was all online.
Yeah, it was just, and I think that's what's really, what people forget is because like you automatically see like an overnight success, right? But
Oh.
even though Joe, I'm not saying that he was, because he was totally in the game very early on. I mean, I remember watching him on Fear Factor actually, but, and pre-UFC, But with anything that we watch, you know, sometimes the mind will be like, where'd this person come from? But you don't see the grind that these guys and individuals are doing.
I do want to say there are people though that do
Haktua.
get lucky. Not her,
Totally,
but like,
dude.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
different though.
Dude, that
but
is just
but
so
there are people, like, I mean, our good friend Jimmy, he fucking blew up, started and
I don't
blew
think
up.
so. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
But what was previous to
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that led him to that?
He was
in the union?
He was in a union job.
And he didn't do anything to. No.
He just started his online business.
Yeah.
Okay, and he blew up with a viral video or something, or
I think just how authentic he is.
yeah.
He's in the fitness space, and he just stays really authentic. And there's a lot of cringe out there.
Yeah.
And to watch his videos, they're refreshing compared to the look at my watch and my fucking
Abs.
you know, abs and car. And, well, he does show his abs a lot.
He's always naked.
Yeah,
Canadian?
He's not. But
He's showing his like boobs all the time.
yeah, he's got nice boobs.
Well, there's
but-
exceptions, but yeah.
But to the you
But
know
no,
what
I mean,
saying.
I'm not saying he grinds every fucking
Yeah.
day, every day
Yeah.
since he started. I mean, he grinded before that.
Mm.
You know, I don't discount any of that.
Yeah.
He blew up though.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't be more. It couldn't have happened to a cooler dude, in my opinion. You know, I love the dude.
That's good.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you came in today.
Thank you.
And that we had
I'm
you on.
stoked. You guys still haven't said why I'm here. I think
Because-
that's the first question I had.
Shane, it's because you're Canadian,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
And
It's okay. You don't have to answer.
Why you're here?
Well, I don't know
Bro.
what
because you're
this led-
you're spreading
led-
exactly
Yeah,
what we
man.
are.
What do you mean
And,
you're
like,
here?
it's-
Because look at you.
It's no.
You're special.
It's contagious. So
Right.
it's like
No.
teamwork makes the dream work, right? So it's
Course.
like all we need to do is drop like, okay, in the Bible, mustard seed.
Yeah.
This is a glimmer of hope.
There you
Your
go.
story is hope. You had a glimmer of hope for you to actually get out of bed and make a change, and you had to stay diligent, consistent, and look at you now. And it's like you are giving those individuals that are not addicts, are not alcoholics. That's why you're here, is because people need to hear that story and have that little bit of hope, because not everybody that tunes into our podcast is an addict or an alcoholic. You know, their moms, their sisters, there's people trying to tune in to understand the disease a little bit better because of a loved one. But it's like they're in a point in their life where they're like, you know, they don't feel like they're hitting the max of their full potential. They're not feeling the best, and it's like they need to hear stories like yours, because it's like you're not one of us in that regard, but yes, you are, because we all struggle with that pain, that
100%.
level of like, I do not like who I am. I'm not living up to the way that God created me to live, or to me it's God, but to my fullest potential. What can I do? Well, listening to your story is going to give somebody that's going to tune in a little glimmer of hope to get off the couch, to get out of the bed, and to start putting one foot in front of the other. Because that's really the ultimate thing. It's action. You can't get better at anything that we do unless you put forth some type of effort. And that is like, what does that look like? Well, you just gave it, of like the little things to kind of push somebody to get that life, to get the life that you're actually right now on with that one-way ticket. That's why you're here. That's why you're in that seat.
Damn. That was a great answer. I was really wanting to know just the alignment of Hopeaholics and what it stands for and why I fit into that, and you just nailed it. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, the title of yours is,
Awake and Winning.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's like everything coincides, right? Because it's like, to have the hope, you got to be awake.
Wake up. You
Yeah,
gotta wake up.
totally.
The reason why we went with the Hopeaholics as our name is because we didn't want to be just like an addiction mental health podcast. We wanted to be a podcast that serves everybody, because everybody needs hope. Everybody
Yes.
is struggling, and everybody knows what it feels like to have pain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the one thing that can connect all of us at the heart level.
Yeah.
Is pain.
So true.
And that is
Which is what you just said. Like literally.
So true.
What
Yeah.
made you like
Yeah.
come to the realization of like moving, of doing something?
It-
Because you
It's
did.
pain,
Yes.
hope, breakthrough.
Boom.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
always, you know, my favorite saying, and I say it all the time.
All
on
the
here,
time.
all the time. When the pain of remaining the same outweighs the fear of change, that's when we change.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and I hope that and I hope that people don't have the pain tolerance that I have.
Me too.
That they don't have to go
Yeah.
To the links.
to the depths
Yeah.
that I had to go to. And hopefully listening to this will be like, you know what, I'm ready for that change. Whatever it is. Doesn't have to be the fact that they stuck needles in their arm or whatever.
It's just not being able to get out of bed.
Get out of
Yeah.
bed.
Like that
Wanting
alone.
to stay in dream state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not facing reality.
Yeah.
Like not liking their life. You
Yeah.
know? It's like we heard it on one of our meetings is create a life that you don't want to escape from.
Yeah.
That's
so
sick.
good.
Like
So good.
so good.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
So good.
Create a life that you don't want to escape from.
And all of us are blessed.
Yes.
Like I was walking around this morning telling people
Naked?
saying good morning, and like somebody was asking, so I was like too blessed to be stressed because I am.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's amazing. So that's why you're here, and thank you for sharing your experience, strength, and hope with us.
Thanks
You're
for inviting
awesome.
me. I like right away the vibes were aligned, and I appreciate what you guys do. This is cool, and thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we
thank
appreciate
you so much for coming.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, man.
It'll be fun to continue to follow
Thanks,
you
Kaylor.
Yeah. Thank
or
you.
stalk you. You know, one of the two.